Okay, we'll try this again. We're in the downstretch, including in our virtual friends as well. We're heading home. So it's hard to imagine that we're already at the end of the conference. Nous sommes déjà à la fin de la conférence. We hope you have all had a wonderful time and are returning home inspired with new ideas and perspectives on our evolving landscape. We also hope you had fun, shared a few laughs and stories with your colleagues, and made the most of your time here in Ottawa. When we set out to plan this conference a few years ago, we looked at the world around us for inspiration. What would be topical today in 2013? Could we predict where we would be with everything around us changing so rapidly? The answer was sitting there right in front of us, and the theme for our conference was born: exceptional ideas for a changing world.
We're living in a world that is evolving really quickly. Not children, students. Sorry, I'm getting old.
Clients.
Are expecting a lot in terms of technology. It's a world that is constantly evolving, and one of the things that is falling on our shoulder is to be able to, as much as possible, be able to support this evolution and be able to implement solutions that will be adapted to our clientele. So it falls on our shoulder, and when I looked at this room, all I can see is we're all the thinker, all the creativity, all the involvement that can make this happen. When we look at the program that we had this year, what we can see is that a lot of the content that was presenting to us was reflecting those qualities that we find among our groups, the IT groups that are regrouped here together during the CANHEIT 2013.
There have been countless examples of great moments throughout the conference, from our 3 exceptional keynote speakers to over 70 presentations attended by over 600 people. I'm sure everyone is leaving here inspired and full of new ideas. And remember, the discussions don't end today. CANHEIT is the catalyst for discourse, but the exceptional ideas that you generate happen every day of the year. Continue to be inspired and strive to inspire your colleagues as well. A conference of this size doesn't happen without the support of partners. Over 50 sponsors answered the call and gave us the necessary support to put this terrific event together. You have all been tremendous partners throughout this process, and we would like to take this opportunity to recognize you for your contributions. Now, please hold your applause until the end. Our platinum sponsors, Avaya and IBM. Gold sponsors, Aruba, Canary, Cisco, Dell, Edgeworks, HP, Laserfish, Microsoft, Rogers, ServiceNow, Terramock, Tribble, WatchGuard, and Xerox. Silver sponsors, Ellucian, Juniper Networks, and Orion. Bronze sponsors, AirWatch, AMA, Buchanan, Campus M, Desire to Learn, Echo 360, Eclipse PPM, Gartner, ImageX, ITC Systems, JobsEd Link, KPMG, Lynda.com, Mitel, NCI, Novell, Oracle, Peak Networks, Pearson Imbanet, Qnomi, Real IT, Rittel, Sheepdog, Team Dynamics, TELUS, Technicore, Trend Micro, VM, and Xerox, and CANHEIT Superfan, SoftChalk, and Porter, the official airline of CANHEIT 2013.
Along with our sponsor, CANHEIT 2013 would never have occurred without a special group of people. Our 70 volunteer, led by Jacqueline Oliver. We want to give them a special warm of applause. Please stand up so we can see all of you. To all the participants, you were also provided with an opportunity to share with us what you would like to see within the program. This allowed us to plan and organize pre-meetings and post-meeting for sessions that you were really specifically interested into learning about. Those sessions were very successful. We had a really great number of people attending. So again, thank you very much for those who attended and those who organized it. Finally, we had also a group of people, a smaller one, but I think it was an introduction this year. It was a tryout, and I think we're going to see it coming back, I do hope, in different form, either within our institution or at other CANHEIT, but the virtual world. For those who haven't visited the virtual world, it's not gonna, you can still go and visit it post CANHEIT 2013. It's a really fantastic thing that the group made possible for us to try and to see, and I invite you to go and look into it.
It wouldn't be CANHEIT if we didn't have a bit of fun with things. The CANHEIT Awards, the QR code scavenger hunt, the CANHEIT game show, Elvis sightings, our time at the Casino Lac Limi, and Rick Mercer's presentation all reminded us that the lighter side of the conference is just as important to the experience as the sessions we attended. We also can't forget our friend, Given, our conference mascot. He's behaved himself very well. He reminds us that, or it reminds us that competing institutions can put their differences aside and work together towards a common goal. At this time, I'd like to invite Guylain Roquette, President of CUCCIO's Board of Directors, to come up and say a few words.
Do you hear me? Yes? No? No? Is this one?
It should be on.
Okay. It should be on? Okay.
We hear it.
Oh, now we hear it. Okay. So each year, CUCCIO kinds of give a bit of seed money to the CIOs who are brave enough to decide to host CANHEIT. So this year, I really want to thank Daniel Levasseur and Denis Lévesque for receiving us in their institution. That is a particularity, I think, of CUCCIO that we really enjoy, that is still hosted in the universities and not in hotels or in different venues like other conferences we go to. So it's always interesting to see the environment where our colleagues work, how they're installed, the different things that they have that we wish we had also, the things that we say, oh, that maybe we're better at this. So we like to have that kind of feeling of how we share our day-to-day lives with, and the type of environment that are finally so common between us. So I think that's a thing that we appreciate. And also, it's so fun to visit Canada. So it's true, each time we have a meeting, we go to a completely different place, big universities, smaller universities, and it's always a pleasure to go there and see not only those institutions, but also the country and the places where we all live. So I really want to thank again Jacqueline Oliver and all those people who worked as benevols and who were seconded by their bosses, because it is a lot of work. I've done it in the past, and I know that you really all have to be commended for the effort that you put into this. So this CANHEIT is nearly over. But it is not the end, because next year there will be another one. So let me please welcome Blair Vesey from Prince Edward Island University, who will be our host next year. Thank you.
Hello. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank again our colleagues at Carleton U Ottawa for a fantastic, hard to follow experience here over the last few days. Thanks. The one thing I haven't been able to figure out as I've been going around and talking to attendees and sponsors and everyone else is, where do I get the orange shirt people? That's a little concern. I'll figure it out. There'll be a bus leaving for PEI. As I stand here today, looking out at the sea of geese, which I say with all respect and affection, my people, the time has arrived for us to rise up above the oppression of, oh, wait a minute, sorry, just a second. Wrong notes, one, yeah, okay. Yeah, the bar has certainly been raised, but we're kind of cautiously optimistic for next year. We've got a few things going for us in Charlottetown. PEI is not a bad place to be in the warmer months, as you can imagine. We've got some beaches, we've got some seafood, we've got some biking, we've got some scenic areas. There's kind of a few things we kind of have up our sleeve that way. And we're kind of used to folks coming from away. So, you know, accommodations and things like that. I was a little concerned, to be quite honest, about accommodations, especially close to the university. But apparently, Mike Duffy has a place. And UPI, I mean, we are a small institution, we're 4,200 FTE, but again, because we're the only university in the province, we tend to be a little more rounded in some ways than an institution of our size may be. We have held some fairly sizable conferences in the past. We did COP 07, we've done the Canada Games, APLA, and things like that. So hopefully we're up for CANHEIT. I think we are, like I said, cautiously optimistic. As far as the program goes, that part's easy because you guys do that. You guys bring the content, you guys bring the ideas. All we need to do is make sure that we can sort of help organize things and give you a spot to come and tell us what you think and share your ideas and network. So from that point of view, that part is the least of my worries. We just need to make sure you guys get there. And, you know, hopefully you'll kind of be inclined to do that. We are looking forward to it. Our theme for next year is mutually inclusive. And what we're trying to capture with the theme is, first of all, a counterpoint to mutually exclusive, right? Where you're forced to make decisions between one thing and the other. You have to find trade-offs. We're looking for things that feed into our theme where it's a win-win, where collaboration really ends up being more than the sum of its parts. And inclusion, of course, can mean a lot of things. It can mean including students, international students, students of different capabilities and different backgrounds. It can mean being inclusive across the entire university community, faculty, staff, and students. So we kind of like that idea. We thought it sort of had something going for it. So CANHEIT, Charlottetown, next year. Beaches are 20 minutes away from the campus. Lots of restaurants downtown, lots of good food, and it may not be a particularly serious undertaking. I think there may be a touch of humor scattered in there. It sort of comes from the maritime thing. So anyway, really hoping that that you'll come, give us the honor of being our guests. And I've got a little bit of video here. Just to hopefully entice you that much more. I hope that those of you who don't have a really strong technical background in the audience aren't put off by how much sort of, all the strong IT bent going through this video. It may not appeal to everybody, so you'll have to forgive me for that. This is where the breakout sessions will be. Oh, no, this is where the breakout sessions will be. So I hope. We're going to work you so hard. You're going to be exhausted. Okay, now for geek points and my final bit of annoyance for you this morning. What's the inspiration for our logo? Thank you, my people. See some of you before then, but I look forward to seeing as many of you as I can next year. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Blair. We do wish PEI a wonderful experience this year and a big success. We have a few final items for those who are hungry. There's going to be lunchbox at the close to by the social sciences building that you can grab and either eat on site or if you are in a rush to catch a plane, in the taxi.
You'll all receive an email from the organizing committee with a brief survey to fill out. Please take the time to complete it, as the information collected will not only help us, but it will also greatly assist next year's organizing committee in their planning and preparations. So finally, on behalf of Carleton University
and University of Ottawa,
thank you and have a safe trip back home.
merci et bon retour à la maison.